Hi there, and welcome to another episode here on Bustthenet. Yes, these are the Gloucester City Diaries. Thank you for subscribing to the show. We had loads of subscribers in the last 2 months, and I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. It means that at least some parts of the community actually find these shows useful, and I'm glad they do. I'm gonna continue doing these kind of shows well into FM18. So, what is this show all about? This show isn't a way for me to review tactics. It's a way for me to look at somebody else's tactic and see whether there are options. So I don't assess your tactic, and I try not to critique your tactic, because honestly, if you want to know the truth, most tactics do work. The problem people have is watching what happens or transpires in the game and making adjustments accordingly. Sometimes all you need to do is a role change or a duty change. Sometimes a mentality change, sometimes shape, sometimes defensive line. The question is, what do you change? So, this show is all about what I would do to a certain tactic if I found that certain things were happening in a game, and how would I adapt. Now, if you want to send in your tactics, please do so. You can always upload your tactics to SendSpace or Dropbox and share the link with me below, and I will get down on using that tactic. Now, we've just come back from the FIFA Club World Championships. We're still undefeated. We did use a 4-4-2. Sometimes I use my own tactics. I love to. I mean, I enjoyed using the 4-4-2 this season, so I've been using the 4-4-2 in the games that I've not been using your tactics for. And we did okay. We tried to play counter-attacking football in the FIFA Club World Championships for once. I just sat back and I decided, why didn't you guys try and score against me? And we won that game 2-1 with a few youngsters in the squad. But now we're back in the Premiership. We have a new tactic today, and we are aiming to climb back to the summit. We've got 3 games in hand, but those 3 games work out to 9 points, and we should have 48 points. And I think we should have 48 points. 369 plus 39 should be 48. We should first level with Man City. Man City have not drawn any. We have drawn a few matches this season. We have yet to lose. Hopefully, we do better in the next coming weeks. Now, today's tactic comes from Dustin Slining. He's uploaded that tactic to YouTube, and we're gonna take a look at what he likes to call a half space domination tactic. Well, you guys might be wondering, I mean, lately some of my shows have had some foul ups, bleeps, and blunders. I've not been feeling well. And to top it all off, this is the remnants of a chair that just broke. I just finished recording a show, and this chair broke. This is what's left of the chair. It's a leg. You can see the crack here. I was sitting on the chair and I was getting excited. Yes, we all get excited watching the show. Playing the show. So I was playing this game, and we scored this really nice gem of a goal. I got excited. I went, yeah, pyak! The chair broke under me. And, yep. Did I record that? No. I was playing it offline, unfortunately, for all of you. You don't get a chance to see that. I just dropped that little stand on the ground. And, yeah, my wife, though, she had a good laugh. She's still trying to convince me that I should lose more than 10 kilos. But, yeah, I don't know. Gonna try. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the tactic from our friend. Now, this tactic is half space dominator. So he's got this tactic set up. And, well, it's got pretty interesting roles. He's got an inverted wing back, both central defenders, CD on cover and CD on defense. He's got DLP. He's got a complete wing back. He's been told to fewer risky passes, close down more, shoot less often. He's got a roaming playmaker, central midfielder on attack. In winger on attack, F9 who's got roam from position and pass it shorter, and inside forward on attack with shouts ranging with shorter passing pass into space, play out defense, ball into box, whip crosses, push up higher, and use offside trap. Played on control and flexible. Now Dustin says this is his replication of how Liverpool played against Arsenal. Now, what's interesting is whenever you do replication tactics, I like to. I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to have a debate on whether this is a good replication or not a good replication. There are certain roles that are pretty close. Yes, Alberto Moreno definitely played as an inverted wing back on that day. He was more often than not in this area during transitions, and we had the only thing I would like have a bit of a doubt is, was Henderson this deep? Henderson did build up play from the back, but he'd be frequently found in the middle third of the middle of the pitch, sometimes drifting forward. But DLP on defense, I'm not too sure. I rather much have him in a 3-man in midfield. And here, this is the other role. Joe Gomez, complete wing back on attack. Now, when Joe Gomez, I don't think he was a complete wing back, more like a wing back on support. One of the things I will do when I am looking at these kind of things is I will compare players to I'll look for information on this. So I went to Squawka. Now this is how Joe Gomez played. Now I'm going to remove all his failed passes, and we look at all his completed passes on the day. So all his normal completed passes, any through balls he played, you can see how Joe Gomez was moving across the pitch, right? So if he was playing as a complete wing back, we'd see a bit more in terms of him attacking the bylines as well. As you can see from this, Joe Gomez wasn't really his crosses were from deep as well, and as far as his passing was concerned, he was in these positions. Now we also want to know about things like, did he do anything in terms of taking players on? No take-ons. Tackles, he did a few tackles in the game, but all the tackles he noticed all fairly deep. So we can see that Joe Gomez he tackled quite high up the pitch, and his defensive line was probably along with the team somewhere around here. And interceptions on the pitch all around this area again. So roaming from position, I don't think he was roaming from position on the day. So Joe Gomez, big question mark here. Would I play him as a complete wing back? Not really. I'll probably play him as a wing back on support. I'll probably push Joe Henderson role further into midfield. Now, this role is probably Emre Can's role, which he was definitely playing like a roaming playmaker on the day. We frequently found him here. We frequently found him here. Once again, I will look at things like stats. I will look out for stats to show me where these players did play on the day. And if I were to once again pull out Squawka, and this is Henderson's passes on the day. Emre Can's, just Jordan Henderson. Let's take a look at Emre Can. As you can see, Emre Can to the right, of course, he'd be on the left. On that day, he was all over the place. Or sometimes, the interesting thing about how Emre Can was playing on the day was how he worked with Alberto Moreno. Now, for me, he would start in this position, but I'm also inclined to put him on this position simply because it makes the interplay between our inverted wingback and him a lot nicer to watch. But I guess this would be fairly accurate. Then we got CM on attack. This I presume is Winnie. Now, Klopp, if we analyze a lot of the tactics how Wijnaldum plays in the game, he's usually the player that usually attacks the half spaces. But if Coutinho comes back, it'll be very interesting to see how he fits back into the team. My bet is to move this guy high up the pitch. Zuniga is my complete wing back playing in Joe Gomez's role. I would probably move him down here. But once again, I'm not replicating the tactic, and I don't think we want to have a... I have already replicated the Liverpool Arsenal tactic, and I kind of like my version. This version is going to be interesting to see how he plays out. I do believe that there will be some challenges in this tactic. For one thing, Liverpool, when they play against the top six, they generally don't have more possession. They generally have less possession. Against the outside of the top six, Liverpool generally generate more possession. Against the top six, Liverpool don't. So I'm looking for certain things. If this is meant to replicate the way they played against Liverpool and Spurs, that's the thing I'll be looking for. Movement, the ball, if transitions very quickly to the guys in front. So certain things that I could do in the game that would help that. One of those would be remove this play out of defense shot and work ball into box. And I would get that kind of faster transitions even if I'm playing on control, flexible. So here we go. Let's set the team up right now. These are my players. I'm not entirely convinced that my players can pull this off, not in this way. So I'm looking, because I got players who are playing in roles they're not supposed to be playing in. Like Pipoli is not inside forward, he's a winger. Betinho is not a winger, he's an inside forward. So we're going to change this. I mean, better not. Honestly, how the tactic plays out. Because this guy's going to cut inside, he's going to get lost in traffic. Then we got F9 here, who's got roll from position, pass it shorter. Okay, so we got these two roles. I've been thinking about it. Then we got this two. basically this guy roaming from position, and we got another guy roaming from position. It's like, whoa, what's happened to the right flank? We got this guy attacking, got two guys roaming from position. Who's defending the right flank? And I'm like, what? We got a CD on cover that's not really going to help us. So, I mean, you can leave it on cover, but we'll see this game. I mean, I'm already like, part of me is going, you're changing a shitload, okay, in this tactic before you even get to halftime. It's like 20-minute mark, and I'm going to be changing stuff because I'm very uncomfortable. But then again, we've got this tactic in. It seems to be working for Dustin Slining. We have to give it a go. We have to try it out, and I have to observe what happens in the game. And if my hunches are right, then I need to make changes. We are definitely gonna. His tactic does not come with any opposition instructions, so we are going to do that to the players that need to be taken care of. His team instructions are balance, slightly higher, play out defense, pass into space, ball only works if teams are attacking you. They are playing a 4-2-3, with these two guys holding back. I don't think we're going to get much space to pass into because these guys are not going to be moving off very far, and they're going to be moving up as a unit. So if we are attacking them, the only real time we can pass into space if we are counter-attacking. We're in our half. We're deep in our half and we launch balls up, and that's the only way that's going to happen. And probably we'll need to change some of the passing settings on some of the players in order for us to take advantage of that. Agostinho to Colado. So if it does work, probably works if you are defending a lot. And if you're defending a lot, then that shout works because they will give up space. But if they are defending a lot, that's not going to be. See what happened. Betinho couldn't get behind space because there's not much for him to work on. Zé Gomez, come on, die, Pipoli. Couldn't get in. Would have been offside anyway. But that's not a bad start for the boys. I'm looking at us, right? So far they're looking good. Colado to Olmedo. Olmedo to Agostinho. And I'm not critiquing this. I mean, he mentioned that this tactic is meant to replicate how Liverpool played against Arsenal. I'm not going to have a debate as to whether or not it is the same. The roles and duties look interesting. But is it Liverpool? I don't know. I hesitate to guess that. I have a Liverpool replication. It's my personal save as well. So I think that one is fairly accurate. But that does not have a complete wing back. In fact, it does. It has only a wing back. Zé Gomez to. Ooh, what a strike from Olmedo. Zuniga. Dickinson. This is going to be Webster. Picks up the pieces. Gets it back to Jackman. Zuniga again. He's put out the touch. Zuniga now with the throw. It's all Gloucester City at the moment. So in terms of dominating the tank, are we dominating? Yes, we are. Agostinho to Colado to Olmedo to Betinho. But we are more or less like our half space control is more central. I don't see us like overloading one specific side of the pitch. Agostinho with the throw to Colado to Jackman. Shoots wild. Here we go. Divayo, Olmedo. Divayo again. Butland picks up the pieces. Back to Webster. Pipoli. Webster to Zuniga. Back to Jackman. Out to Pipoli. Inside for the attack. Does well. Plays it to Colado. Colado to Jackman. Jackman to Olmedo. Olmedo finds Betinho. Betinho fires it home. Yes, we have the lead. It's 1-0. That took some work. But the boys finally broke through. So, have we changed anything? I doubt we changed a lot. So far, we haven't changed much in this tactic. I'm still a bit concerned about the complete wingback on attack. I'm definitely concerned about the winger on attack and the roaming instruction on our striker. Jackman supports them very well. Betinho to Olmedo. Olmedo to Betinho. Betinho back to Colado. He's pushing forward. Jackman to Pipoli. Jackman. Zuniga in a brilliant position. It's a sweet second goal with a complete wingback. launching it in. So I have been proven wrong. I was concerned about the complete wingback. I'm happy to see he got forward really well and managed to help the team score a goal. I am still concerned about transitions because so far we haven't been tested yet a lot. I mean, I haven't been really pushed the team, but this is Zuniga again. He's got very high. He's got like 14 for anticipation right now, so he's a pretty good choice for that position. And Golini gets down and smothers the loose ball. The ball goes up. Here we go. Agostinho with the throw to Albedo to Zé Gomez. Out to Jackman. Jackman shoots. Golini makes another save. We have a corner. Gloucester City are all over Everton. This is dominating the half spaces. Alright. Webster wins that back, but you have to have good players for this tactic because first up you got a roaming playmaker, you've got a complete wingback, both of whom have roamed from positions. It does not mean that they're gonna go completely local. It does mean that these players need to be intelligent, right? They gotta have good decision making. They gotta have good off the ball. They have to have good positioning if they are defenders. And Butland needs the defense to do the work, but they only manage to make it easier for him to save that shot. Butland out to Borthwick Jackson. Borthwick Jackson, not worth a highlight. Bettinho to Agostinho. Agostinho back to Betty. Betty crosses that. Oh, this is going to be dangerous, Jackman. He could not test the keeper. Edge of half time. And I have to say, we look pretty good. Still, though, I am still thinking of telling our roaming F9 not to be a roaming F9. In terms of the team, the key pass combinations so far look like this for Gloucester City. Pretty solid. As you can see, we're not really... See, this is the thing I realized about this tactic. It may have like good half space control on this side, not really very good half space control on this side. My goal is to hope that we can generate enough passing combinations here to control one side of the pitch. But Jackman's positioning here gives us like control of like the whole area of the pitch. We've got a roaming playmaker here. He's holding this fort down. We've got this guy Almeida holding this fort down, and we have Agostinho holding this fort down. So these three guys, they're helping to control this zone here. But we really have got Zuniga coming forward on the right flank, and I'm hoping that in the second half we can keep this up. They've changed to a defensive 5-3-2. Ward Pros to Dickinson. Out to Zanini. Zanini manages to get to the ball, and let's start thinking about options now. My head says, yeah, these three are going to have fun against these three, but we still have to look out for these wing backs. Speaking of which, we have to go to advanced tactics, do the same thing we did earlier with opposition instructions, because right now we don't need to do this to Adam Unas and Race Nelson because they're no longer in the game. So we got a wing back, we have to tackle him hard and close him down. And we got another wing back here who should be closed down always and hard, so this should be fine. Free kick. What kind of a free kick that Pipoli just give them? He just went and passed the ball to them and said, now you guys launch your counter. We want to see how good you are. Pipoli, terrible player. Puts us under unnecessary pressure. Yes, and we can see the goal. Unbelievable. That was seriously retarded. It all started from Pipo actually. There's no point looking at the highlights. Golini with the goal kick. Ball goes up, Borthwick clears that. Ward Pros to Fouchard. Fouchard comes away. Collado wins that ball, gets it to Bettinho. Bettinho plays it back to Jackman. Jackman out wide to Pipoli. Pipoli back to Jackman. Jackman to Olmedo. Olmedo to Betidio. Back to Agostidio. Back to Betidio. Betidio to Zé Gomez. This is great. Olmedo should have buried that and made it 3. I've got a cold. I'm not feeling well. Yeah. So I've been sick for the last couple of days. To Webster. To Jackman. Oh, couldn't thread the pass. They've changed their roles and duties for their 5-3-2 Everton have. So this is a free kick to Fouchard. Fouchard to Bradskill. Bradskill makes it 2-2. Set piece. We're gonna have to do something about our inability to, control one flank. So this guy is going to be made into inside forward support. In fact, I'm going to turn him into a winger on support and turn this guy into an inside forward and attack. Turn this guy into a complete wing back. No, just wing back on support. Wing back on support. Yeah, wing back on support will be fine. We are playing. We are playing okay. We're just 2 nice goals. Unfortunately for us, we considered one from a sloppy free kick, and the other one was considered from a set piece, which is a bit disappointing. Zuniga with the throw, plays it to Jackman. Zuniga back to Webster. Webster to Pipoli, cleared, and there's still time for. Oh my God! There's still time for Everton to win this. But Jack Butler comes out and saves the day. Bothering Jackson. Out to Zuniga. Brings it up. Pipoli to Jackman. That's it. It's only a 2-2 result for us. We weren't good enough to win this match. Our passing combinations, as you can tell, this was my concern. For this match, I mean, if you just go up to, I think we only changed it in the last 10 minutes. This was my concern in the match. You see this gap here and this gap here, this whole gap here. While we are trying to explore their half spaces, we're also opening ourselves up to rapid counter attacks. Everton, they didn't have much of the game. We did shut them down. Luckily, this was not a team that played a system that's a bit more attacking. On the flanks, they would have murdered us. But we did okay. So this tactic that he said to us, I am a bit okay 50-50 with the tactic. I'm not going to jump up and down and say that. I'm not going to establish whether this is a very good replication of Liverpool. I mean, I don't plan to. But it's not a bad tactic except for this role. I would think about changing this guy to a wingback or support at least. And this guy, I would change him from a roaming playmaker into a ball-winning midfielder. So you get better control here. So you get this, either a wingback. You can even have a wingback on attack with a ball-winning midfielder here and an inside forward. So you're going to have a lot of options on this flank. This side has to be a very, very good defender. Then in midfield, this one could become the roaming playmaker or a CMA. And then you get a different kind of a thrust going on in terms of attack. And it would probably be a bit more interesting. I mean, this is what I would do. This is my copy, and I'm probably going to use this in the next game. This is what I'll do with this tactic, and I'll turn this guy to inside forward attack. Well, that was the tactic, and I hope you enjoyed it. Well, I wish we had won. If you want to send in your tactics, you know where to do that. You just upload the tactics, give me a link below, and we'll get cracking on it. And I'm looking forward to all these tactics that come in. Now, my objective, once again, is not to review them. I'm just going to try something different. And I look forward to hearing from all of you very soon. Now, thanks for watching the show. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, hit the like button. And if you're going to join me, the community of ever-increasing Patreons, I really appreciate it. Yes, so we have got a fantastic community growing. Lots of people on our Discord channel. We discuss tactics even. Yes, we do. And other stuff. And I want to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You guys take care. Have a good one. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.